Hello guys and welcome back to Code Uncode. In today's tutorial we will learn about if-else statements in Python. So let's get started. We will use our Jupyter notebook to execute our codes. So let's create a new Python 3 file. So what we will learn today is first the if statement, and then if else, and then nested ifs. And we will also look at an example using our if-else statement to better understand how if-else works. If-else statements are conditional statements which evaluate an expression, and based on the result of the expression, if it is true or false, you execute the if body or the else body. So let's look at one simple example. Suppose we want to compare two numbers or two variables if one is greater than the other. So let's declare two variables. Let's say a equals to 10, b equals to 5. Execute it. So now we have declared two variables a and b and assigned two values to them. Now to write if statements, we simply write if and then your expression or the conditional expression, what we call them, if a is greater than b, followed by a semicolon always, and then your if body should always begin after an indentation of 4 spaces exactly, or one tab. So if you start from here, it will not work. You always need to start from here. So we will write print a is greater than b. So let's run it. So a is greater than b. Since 10 is greater than 5, the if statement is evaluating both the values, and then since the expression is true, it prints the statement. Now we can also add an else part to it. So if we write else and say print, so the control flow will go into else when the condition is not true or the condition is false. So which would mean that b is greater than a. Now if we run it, it will still say a is greater than b, but what if we change the value of b to 15? Run this and then run our if else, and it will say b is greater than a. And anything you write after the indentation will be executed as part of the if body or the else body. So you can write more stuff here. Let's say print code, and in this statement we will print uncode, and then run it. So it says b is greater than a and also uncode. So both these statements are executed as part of the else body. If b is not greater than a, prints code. So both these statements are part of the if body. And anything you write outside of if else statement, let's say here print in double quotes hello, it still prints. So this statement will be executed irrespective of your if else statement, because it is neither in if body nor in else body. So another thing that you can do in if else is nest them together. So within one if else you can write multiple ifs or multiple if else. So what if I want to compare a and b more precisely? If not only if a is greater than b and b is greater than a, but I also want to check if a is equal to b. So there are 3 checks: a is greater than b, b is greater than a, or a is equal to b. So what I can do here is, in my else part, I will add another if a is greater than b, and change the first if to a is equal to b. So what double equals means here is we are comparing a with b, and it is different to single equal, which means assigning value 5 to b, which is called assignment operator, and this is called a comparator or comparison operator. So if in the else part, I'll say if a is greater than b and write a is greater than b. So you get your indentations right. Yeah, and don't forget the colon, of course. And else colon print b is greater than a. And we change this to A is equal to B. So when we run this, A is greater than B, this is true. And now we change the value so that they are equal and execute it and execute the if else statement. So A is equal to B, it says code, and print hello, of course, prints every time. So we also have hello. Now change the value of B to 100, say, and then execute it. So B is greater than A. To simplify it further, Python has a keyword to combine else and if together, which is called elif. So instead of else, we will write elif, and we can get rid of this if and move our condition here, get our indentations right, get else here, this here, and it will still work. So this is actually equal to what we wrote earlier. So when we run this, it is still the same results. And still runs. So now let's look at an example. So now we want to write a code that evaluates a percentage value, which is actually marks obtained by a student, and based on the percentage, the code will decide whether it is first class or second class or failed or distinction. So this example is a very useful example that we used to do in college a lot whenever we learned if else statements and combining it with if else or nested ifs, or what we also call if else ladder. So let's describe the problem first. So when the percentage is from 75 to 100, we categorize it as distinction. When the percentage is from 60 to 74, we call it first class. When it is between 40 and 59, describe it as second class, and when it is between 0 and 39, it is unfortunately failed. So the conditions here are pretty simple. We have a range of values, and based on the percentage, we can simply decide whether it is distinction, first class, second class, or failed. So if you want to try it by yourself, you can pause the video and try the program on your own, or just follow along. So we'll start by declaring a variable percent and assign it a value, 78 for example, and then begin with our if statements. So if percent is greater than or equal to 75 and percent is less than or equal to 100, colon, so print distinction. Now what it will do is check the value of percent between these two values and including 75 and 100, which we mark by greater than equal to, and when it is true, it will just print distinction. Now we can use the same code. Now when we execute it, let's see what happens. So distinction. Now let's change the value. I'll write 58, run it. So second class. So it was executing here. Now if I say 28 and run it, so it says failed. What we can do here additionally is write an else statement at the end, which means that if none of the condition is true, the control flow will come at the end to this else and print. So in this case, we can say print invalid value. For example, somebody enters anything above 100, let's say 128, execute it, says invalid value because 128 does not fall in any of the categories. Or someone enters a value in minus 12, still invalid value. So this is a very good example which explains how the if else ladder works or the Elif ladder in Python works. To make this program more interesting or interactive, we can get the % value from the user by using our input statement. So we can simply write input, enter your percentage. Run it. Enter a percentage. I'll say 95. Enter. So we have an error. So error says this comparison operator is not supported between instances of string and integer. So what is happening here is when you take an input from a user, the input is always taken in string format, and now we are assigning it to percentage but comparing it with integers, so which is of course not allowed, comparing a string value to an integer value. So we will have to typecast our input from string to integer, which you can simply do by using the int function. Let's execute it again. Let's say 95, enter. Distinction, so it is working. So what I'm doing here is taking the input from the user and typecasting it into int, storing the integer value to percentage, and then doing our comparisons. If I run it again, I'll say 56, enter, second class. So I think we can simplify it further. So what if else does is, if you have a value and the condition is true for any of the if else statement, the next ifs or else ifs are not executed. So we can simply get rid of this part actually. So it will still work. Let's see. Run it. It's 51. Enter, second class. We try running it again. 39, and enter. It says failed. So I hope you learned something new, learned how to use if-else statements in Python. So go ahead and try by yourself, do some examples and see what you can achieve with using if-else statements. And if you have any questions regarding this, write in the comment and I'll try to answer your questions. And if you like the video and learned something new, do hit the like button and share the video with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel Code Uncode. Keep learning and I'll see you next time.